evening, Nigeria, and welcome to Politics Now on LM 24/7, your trusted platform for incisive political analysis. I am Moino Balagbogo, and tonight we're diving into two critical issues shaping Nigeria's political landscape ahead of 2027. First, we'll take a look at Peter Obi's pledge to serve a single four-year term if elected president, a promise that sparked fierce debate about his intentions and credibility. Of course, we'll take you through the talking points. We're looking at the criticism of his credibility and, of course, Obi's rationale for a single term. And we'll talk about the strategic implications for the ADC coalition. But before we get into that conversation, it's very important we tackle, what is one of the big news of today, which what some will say internal wrangling within the Labour Party, but some members of the party would say it is not internal wrangling, talking about the leadership disputes to the impact of Obi's role in the ADC, and of course the issue of the by-elections, which we will get into shortly. But let's take you through the talking points. We'll look at the publicity secretary dispute, which reflects broader tensions and other issues regarding leadership. But most importantly, today, there was a protest at INEC, and we'll be getting to unpack all of that with a key stakeholder of the Labour Party who was also live at the INEC headquarters earlier today. Of course, with us on set today is Imam Chindo, the Deputy National Youth Leader for the Labour Party. Thank you so much for being with us on the show.
Thank you very much.
The pleasure is mine. Now, let's just bring more details, talking about how it went down earlier today. Members of the Julius Abure-led group of the Labour Party protested at the national headquarters of INEC in Abuja against omission of its candidates' names for the upcoming elections. The protesters demonstrated against INEC's decision not to publish the names of Labour Party candidates submitted by the Abure Group for the Federal Capital Territory Area Council elections and some upcoming National Assembly by-elections. And of course, they were seen chanting slogans and waving placards with different inscriptions. The protesters marched around the INEC premises under the watch of security operatives. Some of the placards read, INEC should respect the rule of law, and Supreme Court judgment favors Julius Abure, and also Caretaker Committee is not a political party and stop killing democracy in Nigeria, and that INEC should not kill Nigeria, the greatest opposition party in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the Labour Party, in a statement on Tuesday, distanced itself from the protest, warning that action was neither authorized nor recognized by the legitimate organs of the party. Ken Eluma Esogwa, senior media to the interim national chairman, Nenede Usman, the party described the protesters as imposters and political impersonator. The Labour Party has been mired in a protracted leadership tussle which escalated in July when the party's National Executive Council Committee, NEC, chaired by Governor Alex Otia, appointed Usman as interim national chairman and Darlington Owokocha as the interim national secretary. The NEC also constituted an interim working committee to steer the affairs pending a national convention and approved a schedule for ward, local government, state, and zonal congresses. But the conversation will go beyond this today. With the 2027 general elections on the horizon, the ongoing division, particularly between Abure-led bloc and the group aligned with Peter Obi, Nenede Usman, and Governor Oti, continues to cast uncertainty over the Labour Party's unity and readiness. And of course, let's just get talking. Once again, thank you so much, Comrade Chindo, for being with us on the show today.
Thank you.
So let's start with the protest. Why did you go to INEC headquarters? Of course, it was as a result of the candidates for the by-elections. So can you tell us the outcome of the protest today?
Well, good evening, Nigerians, and thank you for having me. The main purpose of visiting INEC headquarters today is that, we Labour Party as a party, in Nigeria, according to our constitution, there is nothing like independent candidacy. So whenever you want to contest an election, you must belong to a political party and that political party will serve as a platform that will give you platform that you contest under. So Labour Party as a party is also one of the 18 registered political parties as it is now. And INEC as the regulatory body, it is the body that has the responsibility of regulating the way and manner political parties do their activities. INEC now announced it that the by-election is coming for 16th of August 2025, and our party, being a registered party, also open up the platform for aspirants to come and purchase their forms so that they can participate in our primaries, and after that, who emerges then becomes the candidate of the party. We have done that legally, and if you go to the INEC portal, you will see the leadership of the party as being recognized by INEC. So people now came to us, they bought our forms, they participated in the primaries, which everybody have seen it was very transparent. And after that, we submitted our list to INEC. But unfortunately, we just saw that INEC released a list of candidates of political parties, but our own list of the Labour Party was not enlisted. So it just came as a shocker to us, because there is no any written letter from INEC telling us that maybe we are wrong in one way or the other. So the candidates now approached us as party, complaining that they have passed these primaries and their names have not been enlisted. Why? They now say that, okay, they are going to INEC to go and tell them that they are Nigerians and they have their right to vote and be voted for. And based on the constitutional provision that you must belong to a political party, that is when you can contest, since there is no independent candidacy. So they now come to us, we now said, okay, it's okay, no problem, you can go. But as a party, definitely we must be involved so that we can go and control the...
And of course support
good. So that is what we did. And we were at INEC office today and everything went on successfully. We went there peacefully and we left there peacefully. They came out and we addressed them that we can see other political parties has been enlisted. Why Labour Party not enlisted in the list?
Very good question.
So they now said, okay, this is our complaint. We said yes. They said, okay, they will take it to the appropriate authorities so that the right thing.
They did not give any reason as to why.
They didn't give us any reason, but we have given them our complaints and we have given them time to act on it, because this election is coming by 16th. And you know,
it's already here.
And you know, even the funding that you require to do the election is not a small funding. So I don't think INEC will take it likely just to yes. So I'm sure they will do the needful. Yes.
So, I mean, you had the Nenedi Usman faction, their publicity secretary, saying that, I mean, this is not from them. I mean, if they are taking realm of the leadership affairs, so to speak, if they are challenging your, I mean, contesting leadership with Julius Abure, are they not also concerned that candidates should be elected under their platform during these by-elections?
Well, the issue of Nenadi, when you talk of factions, as far as Labour Party is concerned, well, I see it very funny. Because as
you don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly, because Labour Party, as far as Labour Party is concerned, Labour Party is one.
You're
and the
saying
leadership,
one thing, they are saying one thing. And
that is what I'm trying.
Nigerians are asking, so who do we take a response? Like, when you come here now, we address you as the Deputy National Youth Leader of the party. And then another person is also calling himself National Youth Leader under the Nenedi Usman. So how are you on?
Well, let me take you back a little. What happened was that after the 2023 general elections, we had a NEC meeting in Asaba, Delta State, which we all agreed that the tenure of the leadership of the party is going to be extended by 1 year, because we had court cases, particularly the presidential election petition tribunal that is ongoing then. We now agreed, all the entire NEC members were there. So we now extended it by 1 year. So, and that 1 year is going to elapse in 2025. 2024. That is when it is going to elapse. So immediately after the court cases, after the Supreme Court judgment, we now said, okay, since this court case is over now, let us come and conduct our convention for us to elect leadership that will serve for another 4 years and continue to run the activities of the party. And we all agreed on that. We call on the neck, and our constitution of the party is there. Our constitution, we are being guided by our constitution. So we now move straight from Asaba to Enewi. We now held our convention there. And that our convention now produced Barrister Julius Abure, Alhaji Umar Farouk, and all the remaining members.
The key concern for the Usman's camp is it should have held within the ward level. I mean, it should have gotten down to that level.
Good. If you say like this, let me tell you, whatever you do, that is why you have constitution.
Absolutely.
And the constitution is what guides the way and manner you operate. So all we did is in accordance to the provision of the constitution. And up till today, as I speak to you, nobody is in court contesting the genuinity of that our convention. So all these things that they are doing, they are only looking for media relevance. And all these guys that you're talking about, Nenadi, she is not even a card-carrying member of this party. She is from Kaduna State. So she don't even know who is her ward chairman. So I don't see how somebody who is not even a member of an organization will now come and say that he's claiming to be a leader in that organization. Nenadi came to us through the Presidential Campaign Council.
But she has challenged that narrative.
Narrative of what?
Not a member of.
She's not a member. I'm telling you, she's not a member. She's not a member. If she's a member, let her bring it. We have the register.
Okay, so away from Nenadi Usman now. You would agree with me that there are a lot of Nigerians who voted for Labour Party solely because of Peter Obi. And I'm not downplaying the structure that this leader, I mean, that is the Labour Party. I mean, that gave him a platform when the PDP fumbled it for Peter Obi. And then he got a platform under the Labour Party. So there are many people who feel that, who voted for Peter Obi, who seem to be in line with the leadership of Nenadi Usman. Does that concern you? Because several times I've had the opportunities to interview persons from that camp. And when I mentioned to them that, I mean, the Constitution, what is your Constitution? The Labour Party has a Constitution. And they don't seem to care about that. So when you say you're one again, I'm just taking you back to the one. So if your constitution cannot even make you one, so I mean, how are you one?
Our constitution has already made us one. That is why I gave you the narration of what happened. We had our convention. But look, what happened was that they met at Umuahia, the capital of Abia State. They said that they are there for expanded stakeholders meeting. In our constitution of the party, we don't have anything like stakeholders. We have the NEC, we have the NWC, and we have the National Convention. These are the organs that decide in anything you do as far as the party is concerned. So the NEC, they call themselves to have called that produced Nenadi. Look at the members of people there. Most of them are not NEC members. Starting from Nenadi herself, she's not a NEC member. The only few people there that are NEC members is only the Abia State Governor, His Excellency Alex Oti. He's a member of NEC, but he's not the chairman of the NEC. The chairman of the NEC is the national chairman of the party, which is Barrister Julius Abure. And the constitution of the party saddled Abure with the sole responsibility of calling for a NEC meeting. Any meeting you call that is not being called by Abure, you can't call it a NEC meeting. So therefore, whatever they did is just a nullity.
Now, the issue of the Supreme Court judgment is still controversial even up to today, because your faction is saying that, okay, the Supreme Court said anything that has to do with party affairs should be handled at the party level. But they are also claiming that the Supreme Court unseated him as the national chairman.
Well, I am sure maybe you have seen the CTC of the Supreme Court. The CTC of the Supreme Court, if you go to it, there is no paragraph in that CTC that made mention of Abure. All it is saying is that the judgment issued by the High Court and the Appeal Court they lack jurisdiction to decide over those matters.
Yeah.
And what are the matters? Pertaining to the internal crisis of the party.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with the party is an internal affair. So the party should go internally and resolve their matters. That is what the Supreme Court judgment is saying. And who are these parties? We are the parties. We are the next members of the parties. You are talking of the state chairman, the state secretaries. You are talking of the National Assembly members elected. How many are they? In all of these, their meetings they have been calling, not one of the state chairman was there. Not one of the state secretaries were there. And these are people who are 72 in numbers. 37 state chairmen, 37 state secretaries. None of them was there. And among the National Assembly members, there are some who were not there. And that our convention that I told you about, the deputy governor of Abia State was even the chairman of that convention. He was the chairman of that convention, so he was there. This is to tell you that Alex Oti indirectly was even there in attendance. The entire National Assembly members from Abia, they were there. Some members of the National Assembly from Imo State, they were there, from Delta. So they were all there.
They now no longer with Apuri.
They are working on their own illusion. And this is something that I cannot tell you anything about because I can't even understand where they are hidden to. All I know is that my party, the Labour Party, is focused now. And the party is working very well.
There were some of them because we've had these conversations before here on our program, and there's been allegations of non-transparency, fund misuse, misappropriation, and all of that. Could that be one of the reasons why they don't want to associate with Julius Abure?
Good. If you talk of non-transparency of funds or something like that, Labour Party as a party, Peter Obi as an individual who happens to be the flag bearer of the party.
Yes.
That is why we have what we call the Presidential Campaign Council. So whatever the presidential candidate does, he works with that PCC, and the party does its own work as a party. The responsibility of the party is to conduct primaries, produce candidates, sell forms to aspirants, do that, and to ensure that the agents of the party are being intact, being uploaded to INEC portal. All these are the responsibilities of the party, and this is what the party has been doing. So Peter Obi, as a candidate of the party, he has his own presidential campaign council, and the leadership of the party never interfered in the activities of that. So if you have any question like this, you are to refer it to the PCC, and the PCC members, they are known, they are there. So you can ask them. But as for party, they don't have any constitutional right to ask the party to explain to them. The party is only to present its activities to the NEC, which the party has done that. The party has done its auditing. Both the internal and the external auditing, it has done it, and the NEC has approved it. So there is no any issue as far as the...
So are there plans between the two factions to come together? Because I recall that press briefing that they had with Nenedi Usman, including the governor, Alex Otti, and also Peter Obi. They were all together in that meeting. Then of late, I saw Dati Ahmed, that's the vice presidential candidate, now back with Abure. So what is really going on? Is there some sort of synergy, or what do you make?
Well, I'm sure if you have seen it, you hear Dati himself. He said that he is here as a peacemaker, and he is also
not like he's back fully on
no, he has already been with the party. He has never been against the party. He has never been with Nenadi Usman. If you look at what he said if there is a security issue within your neighborhood and you have been invited, definitely you will go and listen to what they will say.
Well, a lot of people have read a lot of interpretations to his meeting with Abure and all of that. But what's the way forward now? Because 2027 is by the side. I mean, if the house is in order, Peter Obi would not be thinking of ADC or. I think that goes the same for also Atiku Abubakar. If the PDP was in order, he would not be thinking of going to the ADC. So how do you marry this internal crisis and, what it stands for your party in terms of 2027?
Well,
are you people not worried with the way things are
going?
Well,
as a party, as a party,
especially with this development that INEC did not upload your candidates
as
for
a
the
party,
by-elections.
as a party, I will tell you that we are worried, because nobody will be happy to see his party having issues, and those issues are not being resolved. But if you could remember, the chairman of our party, Abure, has said that our doors are open for reconciliation. And I think this is what even gave the courage to our vice presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections to even come to the party office, to sit with us, and to even attend our meetings, and to even confess that he is here as a loyal member of the party and as a true son of the party. And as for Peter Obi, to me, I can tell you, as politicians as we are, because he's a politician and a politician, I can tell you that I pity him based on the situation he finds himself. Because immediately after our convention in Inewi, we said it that our ticket is automatic to Peter Obi. And anybody who sees the effort we did in 2023 elections would be shocked. What change was? What change was? Let me explain to you. What change was? You are Peter Obi. You came to us in 2023. We gave you ticket. You contested, and you got over 10 million votes, which was reduced to 6 million votes. So instead of you to start working on consolidating those votes, to see that areas that you are strong, you maintain that strength. Where you are weak, you now look for a way to make yourself strong there. Then you now went ahead to be working with people who don't even know politics, people who will go and be telling you things. And the issue is that Peter Obi, as a leader, what he needs to do, he's supposed to be giving people fair hearing, but he never gave the party fair hearing. He went on listening to people who are surrounding him. And I'm telling you now, as we are now, he's the one regretting it, not the party. So as I'm speaking to you now as politicians as we are. So Peter Obi had the opportunity and he misused the opportunity. But you know, it's all about political calculations. That is left to him. I don't know where he's moving to. But me as a party man, I belong to my party and will continue to work. That is why we say our ticket is open. Anybody who wants to come and participate, our ticket is open and we'll give them. And so many Nigerians are showing interest. And very soon, you will be shocked of what is going to happen. You will see so many aspirants that will come and they will show interest. We are just waiting for time.
Okay. Yes. Now, talking about interest, the idea of ADC, is this something that the Labour Party is considering?
Well, if you talk of ADC, ADC is already an existing political party.
I know, but some are calling it a coalition platform.
A coalition is just a group of individuals who are aggrieved politically, and they decide to come together to say that, look, we want to look for a way forward for ourselves. If you're talking of politics, politics is all about interest. And in this coalition are people who are being aggrieved. They came from their own various political parties. So Peter Obi, as an individual, being part of the coalition, cannot speak for Labour Party. So he is in coalition as an individual Peter Obi, not as Labour Party. Because there was never a time that the party decided that let us assign Obi to represent us in the coalition. We are Labour Party and we are not collapsing our structure to any group or any coalition. We said we are party. The way we participated in the election 2023, the same way we will participate in the election come 2027. So Peter Obi is in the coalition. So I cannot speak for him because I'm not his spokesperson there. So he is in the coalition the same way the likes of El-Rufai, Amechi, and Co are all in the coalition. So they are there as presidential aspirants now. So as for Labour Party, we are Labour Party. These are two different things.
Now, for those also in that faction, there was this viral picture, of course, validating a meeting that Julius Saburi had with the FCT minister, from Wike, which gave a lot of people concerns for the Labour Party. Is he now working for the FCT minister? So what is the rationale behind that meeting? Well,
Abure as a leader, FCT minister as a leader, and they are all Nigerians.
No, one is a government official, one is a political leader.
Good, so I agree, but they are politicians. Okay. So politicians can meet. There was a time where you will see Peter Obi and Malami where you see Peter Obi and Atiku.
They can meet, but the permutations of those meetings,
You're
that is
talking
what
of-
is really concerning for Nigerians.
That is what we call consultations.
Given the trajectory
That is what
of
we-
the FCT
Yes,
minister,
that is what we
a
call-
lot of persons are worried
That is what-
that the president is using the FCT minister.
I don't know
to
anything about that.
stabilize
I don't know
the
anything
party.
about that. I don't know anything about that.
No, you don't need to know anything, but it's okay for you to allow people to think.
But let me ask you. The FCT
But
minister.
can you understand why people feel that way?
I will come to that, but let me ask you. The FCT minister, which party does he belongs to?
He belongs to the People's Democratic Party.
And
well, you and I know
wait,
fully well.
look, I'm asking you
Okay.
the same way you ask me. Let me ask you.
Okay.
So let's not be partial, please. The FCT minister belongs to the People's Democratic Party. You agree with that?
Yes.
And he's working under government of APC. And constitutionally, there is nothing wrong with that, because he's a Nigerian and he's eligible, and the government sees him as somebody who can do it,
But
who
do
has
you
the
feel,
capacity.
politically speaking, there is something wrong with that?
There is nothing
For the
wrong.
sake of the people.
There is nothing wrong. Let me tell you.
That he
Look,
claims
before you even go to
is
that,
his party.
let me even explain to you.
Is it wrong?
Wait, let me even,
Politically speaking, for persons who identify as members of the PDP,
let me tell you.
I know you're a member of the Labour
Good,
Party.
good. You asked me a question. Let me answer
on
you.
that same note, those who are members of the Labour Party, should they not be concerned?
Well, there is nothing that has
You
to do
feel
with
it's
that.
not valid
A very,
enough?
very, very, very okay. The political parties, they have a body they call IPAC, Inter-Party Advisory Councils. All the national chairmen of political parties belong to that. They do meet. Our national chairman used to meet with the APC national chairman. They used to meet with the PDP national chairman. Is there any concern that has to do with that? Nothing that has to do. But they all belong to their own different political parties. But for them to meet, to discuss where any assignment that puts them together, they will work and they will discuss. So Abure meeting with the FCT minister, to me, is nothing new. For assuming without
The
considering,
same FCT
assuming
minister that has sang on your mandate, we shall
that
stand.
FCT
Politically
minister,
speaking, is
FCT
that
minister,
not suicide
but
for the Labour
FCT
Party?
minister was the person who was seen singing it, not Abure. Now you just sit here, start to sing that song. It doesn't mean that me, that I'm here with you, that I'm also singing it. You can finish singing your song and we'll then do our discussions and then we move.
That is for the people out there to really
But you know, in politics,
buy your
but let me tell
explanation,
you,
so
but
to
you know, in politics, these are things that Nigerians usually use to confuse themselves. As leaders, you can meet, you discuss that this is our country. How do we move this country forward? That is why we have opposition. Where the government is going wrong, the opposition will now agitate
So
and criticize the government.
Since you seem optimistic, so what good partnership could come from that meeting for the Labour Party? I'm not speaking for Abure now.
Okay.
He could get sweet, juicy deals. He's the FCT minister.
But-
I'm just saying, but as a member of the Labour Party, what would that meeting do for you? Since your leader,
But I'm
is
sure,
seen with the
but I'm
FCT
sure, but I'm
minister.
sure you are aware. The day they were unveiling the ADC coalition platform, you saw the likes of Nenade, you saw the likes of El-Rufai, who belongs to SDP, you saw the likes of Malemi, you saw the likes of Amechi, and Peter Obi himself there. So that does not call for any concern. It is a meeting
No,
between Abure and the
that's
FCT
for
minister that will call for
2027.
concern. Let me tell you,
So,
Abure, let me wait now, let me
from
finish.
what you're
Let
saying
me
now,
tell
can
you,
we-
let
are
me
you
tell you,
inferring that,
let me tell
I mean,
you,
there could
let me
be
let
a
me tell you, let
coalition
me
of
tell you,
some sort?
Abure as a leader of the party and as the chairman of the party, he has the responsibility of going out to consult and to look for people who will come and join our party. If today Tinubu decides to come and join Labour Party, we'll be very happy now. And it is going to be a
President Bola
welcome.
Ahmed Tinubu.
Of course, yes.
What does that say about the
Of course,
ideology
yes.
of your party?
And you know that
What
Labour
is the
Party is even
ideology
better
of-
than the APC.
What is the ideology of your party for you to say President Tinubu would want to come
Of
to?
course, yes. Of course, yes. That is my prayer. I pray for Tinubu to even decide, to even see it in
to
his
come
own
to the
dream.
Labour Party.
Yes, Tinubu
The
to
same
come and join the Labour
that
Party. Yes.
wants to undo some of what you have described as policies that have not really elevated the living standard of the average Nigerian.
That is what others are saying. But to me, as a party man, my party, our door is open.
So now you're not speaking for the Labour Party, you're speaking for yourself.
No, I'm speaking for Labour Party as a party man. That's what I said.
Okay.
I said as Labour Party man, and as a party.
So can I say you're speaking for Julius Abure?
Of course, yes.
Sense that
of course,
he wants President Tinubu to come into the Labour
President Tinubu is a politician. We want President Tinubu to come and join Labour Party because the party, because Labour Party, because the manifestos we have.
Of your party have.
Yes.
That meeting. So this is more of like a coalition where the Labour Party.
Don't call it coalition. Don't call it coalition. Don't call it coalition.
I don't understand. So
what I'm trying to tell you is is President Tinubu not a politician?
He's a politician.
Does he
I'm
not
discounting that.
But does he have the right to move from one party to another, or does he not have that?
He has the right.
Good. That is what I'm saying. I said as a party. That is what
right.
I'm telling you. As a party, our door is open. Not only the FCT minister. Even if President Tinubu today is willing to come and join Labour Party, our door is open and we will be very happy to receive him as a new member of Labour Party. Because I am sure the manifestos of Labour Party are very much more better than that of the APC.
Okay. So let me come down to you now as Deputy National Youth Leader for the Labour Party. You're well aware that the youth played a major role in the revitalization, if some would call it rebranding, and it was more like a second hope for Nigerians, who felt as though that they could not put their hands on the political structure, so to speak, in Nigeria. So how do you think they are, taking all of these issues in the party? Yes.
You are talking of the youth?
Yes, and the youths in general that's identified with the Labour Party during the 2023 elections. Do you feel you've lost touch with them as someone? We have not
lost any touch with the youth. In fact, youths are always joining our party, because if I can recall, if you look at our primaries of the FCT area council, you will be shocked. You will be shocked. If you will see a venue for a councillorship primaries where over 10,000 people are out just to come and vote for a candidate that they feel like, because they feel like Labour Party is the credible alternative platform that will provide candidates that can go and win the election.
But with Peter Obi, one leg in, one leg out.
If you talk of Peter Obi,
has it changed?
Labour Party have been existing since when Peter Obi was working in the bank. Peter Obi now joined us. Before Peter Obi joined us, we had governors in this party. We have governors like Mimiko in this party. We have senators in this party. So if you're talking of Peter Obi, you should talk about Peter Obi as an individual, not as a party, because Peter Obi is not a party official.
So you're saying he didn't bring anything unique to the party?
He brought, we agree, but the party also supported him because we gave him the platform, because he left PDP. And the primaries election is all about competition. He now came. We now saw him. We now say that, okay, this man is going to be a good candidate for us. And we now gave him the platform. So now, if he decides to leave, that is his own calculation as a politician. But as a party, we will not just remain at one place and to say that we'll wait for what Obi will say. So if we say this is what we will do, it means Peter Obi was the one controlling us when he was not in the party. That is not possible. So the truth of the matter is Peter Obi as an individual, the same way he left ABGA, joined PDP, from PDP to Labour. Okay, so if today he says he's moving from Labour to another party, it's not a new thing to him.
Permit me to rephrase. Now, let me not use the word youths. What do you say about the obedient movements that are associated with the Labour Party?
There is nothing like obedient movement now. What we have is Directorate of Mobilization and Integration. And the party NEC has sat on that, approved on that. And this DMI, they have been working, and they are still working tirelessly. They are mobilizing people. People are coming. Come and see how we are registering new members in the party. People are rushing into our party.
Obedient movement.
Yes, if you talk of obedient movement.
What is the definition of obedient?
Obedient movement is group of individuals who we see them as support groups. And in every political party, yes, obedient movement, they are just support group.
Obedient to Peter Obi or just obedient to anyone?
If you say obedient movement, people quickly linked it to Peter Obi.
Well, you don't think that is what it is?
They are support group. And they are not the only support group we have in Labour Party. We have more than 1,000 support groups.
Do you feel they are support group loyal to Peter Obi or not?
There are some obedient movements that are loyal to Peter Obi, who are blind politically, who thinks it is only Peter Obi that knows the right and the wrong. That is their own politics.
Movement people, those who with my definition, those who are loyal to Peter Obi
during the election,
yes,
and now election is over.
You saw the role they
so we have
played
nothing like obedient movement in the
number
party.
Of votes
they don't
garnered
exist
for the Labour Party in 2023. I want to ask you: are you concerned for them? Do you want them?
Let me tell you something that you don't know. During the election in 2023, most of us, we were in our state. Most of these obedient leaders that you're talking about, go and check their polling unit results. They couldn't even deliver their units. But we, as the leaders of the party, go and check our results. Then you will differentiate between the obedient support groups and the party. We are the party and we defend it. We are the party who were in court defending our right, doing all eyes on judiciary. We did it. So these people are support groups. So this is not the first time we are seeing them. If you go to APC, you will see support group. If you go to PDP, you see support group. So in Labour Party too, we have them. That is why I told you now in Labour Party, we have nothing like obedient movement. What we have now is Directorate of Mobilization and Integration. And they are doing their work very excellent.
So what would you say about some of your elected officials, some who serve in the National Assembly, who have left the platform of the Labour Party?
That is why I tell you that I pity Peter Obi.
No, this is not Peter Obi.
And that is
These are lawmakers.
You asking me a question about it now.
Yes.
Obi as the presidential candidate, he is the highest ranking candidate as far as the party candidates are concerned. So as a leader, instead of him to come and work with the party to see that all these our National Assembly members will return them. Most of them that left the Labour Party to APC, they were with him in Umwa here now. Most of them were with him in all these their so-called Nenade meetings, and you understand. So they are no more in the party now. That is why I told you I pity him. As somebody who God has given the chance to come and contest, people have accepted him. People have supported him. Instead of us now to come and work, consolidate. I'm telling you, if we had been consolidated now, by now, we would have received more than 5 sitting governors that will come and join the party. More than 5 showed interest in joining us.
You're solely throwing this blame on Peter Obi.
Of course, yes. He is a leader. And this obedient movement that you just talk about, they are loyal to him now. And if today Peter Obi should make a pronouncement, let me tell you, if today Peter Obi should make a pronouncement to those obedient support group that are loyal to him, I'm telling you, they will stop all this blackmail they are doing. They are busy sitting in their rooms making blackmails of the party. They are the ones even ruining the movement. So as a party, that is why I told you, as a party, we are party and we are doing our job as a party.
So with all of these issues now, do you think damage has been done to the brand, so to speak, of Labour Party? You know, they'll say Mama became party.
If you talk of brand,
those were some of the chants we heard during the 2023 elections.
There is no any damage to Labour Party, because Labour Party is still a registered party in Nigeria.
I'm not talking about it being registered.
You are talking of damage.
It being the party that people want to identify.
Of course, people are still coming. We have a candidate in Anambra. We are going into Anambra election now. And you can see the way the atmosphere in Anambra is moving. You can see it. And you saw what happened in Edo. These so-called obedient support groups were the ones who have been calling for this and that. But at the end of the day, what happened? Look, let me tell you. This politics that we are doing, everybody has his own role to play. If you are a candidate, you maintain your stand as a candidate. If you are a party, you maintain your stand as a party. If you are in government, you maintain your stand as government, do your governance, and allow the party to do their own. But you cannot say that you will do governance and then you will do party activity. It's never been done like that. So all these things that are happening in our party is okay, and we are doing very okay. And all this thing that is happening, it will soon come to an end.
Okay. All right. Now, I want us to move, before we let you go quickly, I mean, of course, I'm sure you've been following developments in the news media, this whole issue of one-term presidency. So what is your interpretation of this move by Peter Obi?
To me,
received a lot of attacks.
Honestly speaking.
I will read some for you, but just
honestly speaking, let me speak to you now as a politician. To me, anybody who tells you that he is going to do one term, I can tell you that person is lying, to be honest. This is politics. I'm a politician. I'm speaking to you as a politician.
You feel Peter Obi is no exception to that?
Of course, yes, he's a politician. Because he has been in Abga, been a governor in Abga, and we have seen a video where he even said, he vowed that he will never leave Abga. But today, where is Peter Obi? He was in PDP, and today he's in Labour Party. And just some few days back, he was in coalition and the ADC. You understand? So for somebody to come and tell you that he's doing one term, and I agree with people who are saying that it's a sign of desperation.
But
it is desperation.
He's for efficient governance, unwritten North-South power reduction agreements and all of that.
Good. So, if you talk of that, Peter Obi was a governor in Anambra for 8 years. And I challenge him and people who worked under him when he was governor in Anambra. What was the difference between Anambra State and every other state in Nigeria? Let me tell you, if you talk of governance, you talk of the standard of living that your people see when you are in government. Not to talk of money that you left. It's not about that. He's not the only person that left money in the treasury. So we should, are there no bad roads in Anambra? Are there no bad schools in Anambra? Are there no poverty in Anambra? Are there no unemployment in Anambra? This is what we should be talking about. But people will now be...
But you were not talking like this when he ran for president under the party.
I am speaking to you now as a politician, not as a party. Because, wait, you asked me a question.
Functions within the realms
but
of
the question you asked me, yes. You were asking me about the one-time proposal he gave to the coalition. That is why I say, as a politician, to me, if I should tell you that I will do one term and then hand over power to you, I am lying. The Constitution agrees for me to go for 2 terms. Then why will I tell you that I will go for 1 term? And now this power that you are talking about, by 2031, based on the gentleman agreement, the power is coming back to the North. Do you think we, as Northerners, will now watch and see a fresh Southerner that will come and say that he will do 1 term and then hand it over? We have seen similar thing. In 2011, Jonathan completed the 2 years of the late President Eradua. So that time, it was for the northern people. He should have stepped down and said, okay, take your term. And then by 2019, I will then come back. He now contested.
Interesting analysis.
So for somebody to come and tell you that he will do only 1 term, and just he is desperately looking for a way to be into that villa. And desperation will never take you to somewhere. Even if you are there, you will fail the people who supported you. So to me, that narrative is just a phony one, to be honest.
Okay, let's just take a few thoughts here. Of course, factional leader of the Labour Party, Abayomi Arambi, warned that Nigerians should not take the former Anambra State governor seriously. He said that the pledge is a political tactic. And of course, Professor Tuka Mohammed Baba of Arewa Consultative Forum said, for Peter Obi to say if he wins, he will only do 1 term is deceptive and will not fall for it, which is practically in line with everything that you have said, Mr. Chindo. So, of course, these strong critics questioning Obi's sincerity. So how does the Labour Party youth wing respond to accusations that his political history undermines this 1-term pledge? But of course, you have succinctly explained some points there. But in terms of, like, one of the talking points that some of his supporters throw out there is the fact that he left money in the coffers of government before he left. And Nigerians, there are a lot of Nigerians that want to see that at the national level. Yeah,
that is what we want to see. Let me tell you, what Nigerians want is not...
Do you feel that is also a marketing
As a politician, if you are aspiring for something, whatever you will do that will make you look good to the people who are looking for their votes, that is what you will do. The bad side of you will never show it. You will always hide it. And we are human beings. We all have our good side, we have our bad side. It's just that we are trying to manage it. So leaving money in the account is not what Nigerians want. What Nigerians want is, when you are in power, how do you fight poverty? How do you improve the education system? How do you improve the standard of living of the people? Not by saying that I met 1 trillion and I left 1 trillion. It's not. What is the money going to do if at all there are bad roads, there are no schools, there are no employment, people are being unemployed, insecurity. These are what people want. These are areas that we want people to be talking about, not for politicians to come and be telling us that when I was governor, I left so billion, I left so. If you left so billion, what's the essence in that? If there is poverty in your state, there are bad schools in the state, there are insecurity in the state.
Now, with the way you're talking, if Peter Obi says, okay, I'm coming back to the Labour Party, will you accept him back?
Of course, we may accept him as a party.
I thought you said it was an automatic ticket.
No, that was then. That was then. It has changed. Our door is open. Even if Obi should come back today to Labour Party, he must participate in the primaries that we are going to conduct. If he wins, he wins. And if he loses, we declare him as a loser. That's the truth of the matter.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Now, some of the stakeholders paint Peter Obi as inconsistent, and of course, this narrative about maintaining trust in leadership. So, what is the Labour Party offering to that perspective?
To that perspective,
in terms of trust in governance.
Well, you know, that is why I said in Labour Party we have our own manifesto. So our door is open. We will conduct primaries. Whoever emerges, we will now sit with him as a party. This is our manifesto. And what is your manifesto? Then we will now weigh it and see, and then we will now present it to Nigerians. This is what we will use in our campaigns. That this is our manifesto, and this is what, if you vote for us, this is what we are going to do as a party. Because the candidate belongs to the party, is a product of the party. So if you being elected as the president under Labour Party, you are a product of Labour Party. Whatever you do is Labour Party. If you are good, is Labour Party. If you are bad, is Labour Party. So we will do everything possible to make sure that, yes, that Labour Party that we are saying is the good alternative for Nigeria, we maintain that stance.
Okay. Now, I wanted us to talk about the issue of, my mind was going to Senator Ireti Kingigbe, but I don't want to talk about her at this particular time. Yes, I remember the dynamics of this pledge. Now, as politicians, like you said, it really doesn't make sense. So those who are politicians don't think it's doable. But what about those who are not politicians? Which, the bulk are the general public.
Yes.
What if it's appealing to them?
Appealing to them in what aspect?
If they buy the idea that he could perform and do what he says he wants to do for Nigeria in 4 years.
Of course, we are Nigerians, and every Nigerian who is 18 years above is entitled to go and cast his vote. So I am an individual now. When time for election come, I will only go to my polling unit. Whosoever I think is my own choice, then I will vote for him. So applies to every other Nigerians.
Why I ask that question is because, the past few weeks we've been hearing, North is after Tinubu, he's not doing well. At a point in time, there were talks that the president will not run with Shetima, and Ganduje left APC. So the whole North with Kwankwaso also talking about the fact that this APC administration has not done enough. So those people, don't you think they like this proposal?
You see, that is APC for APC. And for me, as a Labour Party,
it should concern you, because
to my own perception,
is the Labour Party not interested in the northern?
That is why I'm speaking. I'm a northerner now. Okay. I'm from the north, and I'm from Sokoto State. So if you're talking of the north, I also belong to the core north.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to tell you here is, if you're talking of governance, let's tell ourselves the truth. If you have government in place, where this government is not right, you are to come out and tell it, criticize it, so that the government will now look and see how it can work on it. But not for you to say we are going to collide ourselves in one corner, that because we were part of former administration, now the new administration is in, because we don't belong to it and we want to fight it. That is why I tell you, this coalition that they are talking about, they are not going to make any result. What Nigerians want, they want a party that will present to them the alternative that will show them in reality that if you vote for us, This is what we will do. This is what we will not do. This is what we will do. Unlike the current administration. But for people to be putting the blame, APC have been in power. APC have been in power since 2015. And in 2015, a northerner was elected as president. 2019, a northerner still was elected as president. Now it is the turn of a southerner based on the gentleman agreement. So who are the ones saying that this administration is doing this wrong or bad or good? They were all part of the 8 years of Buhari. When they were there, they didn't say anything about coalition. It's now that APC is just 2 years in their own administration, then they are saying that these people are wrong. As a party, we have nothing to do with that. As a party, we will criticize them. It is our job as opposition to criticize them. But to say that we are hungry for this or for that, that is not our responsibility. This is what they believe in. But as a party, we are doing our work towards 2027. We present a candidate that will come and take over from this party.
And sure to tell in the next 2 years from now, and I have the opportunity to have you on this program, if God still says I'm still going to be here, would you still remain with some of the reservations that you have shared with us?
Of course, yes. I remain a Labour Party member.
But being a politician, don't you think that you are indicting yourself?
Even if I will contest elections,
because you are under
even if I will contest yes, if caught me everywhere, even if I will contest election as far as 2027 is concerned, because I don't know what will happen ahead of 2027, so I cannot talk on that. But as far as 2027 is concerned, the way things are going, even if I will contest, I will contest under Labour Party. That is the truth. I will contest under Labour Party. I belong to this party and I'm in this party and I'll still work with my party.
So what is the pathway for opposition parties? I'm not talking about coalition now, whether it is SDP, ADC, Labour Party or PDP. What is the pathway to the presidential villa?
Well, I mean, I cannot speak for other parties, but I can speak for my own party.
Okay.
That is why I insist.
What is the pathway for the Labour Party?
To present credible candidates that can win the election.
Do you think that is enough?
Of course, yes. Once you have, let me tell you, it will be very easy. Let me tell you.
Has co-opted governments into the APC.
We have seen that in 2015. We have seen that in 2015, where almost over 28 governors were in PDP. But at the end of the day, PDP lost the election. So this is not a new thing. And in 2023, we have shown that now, because we participated in the election, we had no single councillor, but we were able to realize over 6 million votes.
Many people will call that the Peter Obi effect.
Peter Obi is an individual. You understand? Peter Obi is an individual. Labour, if you talk of Labour Party,
from 2027 we'll be able to speak better.
Do you hear people? Wait, let me ask you. Do you hear people talking about
for your support?
Let me ask you. Do you hear people talking about Peter Obi when they talk of NLC or TUC? People talk about TUC, NLC when you talk of Labour Party, because these are organizations that belong to the party. So Peter Obi now came to us, and as a party we gave him that waiver. And he contested under it. And if today he said he's not interested, we cannot force him. He left another party to join us. So he still have the right to move.
He's still on record saying that he has not really left the
That is what he said. But as a party, we have not seen that in action. You cannot just talk by mouth. Do it in action. So that your action, you know they say action speaks louder than voice. So we have not seen it in action. So if he wants the party to agree that yes, he's still a member of the party, let us see it in action. And we welcome that.
Well, I want to thank you, Imam Chindo, for being with us. He's the Deputy National Youth Leader for the Labour Party. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Well, that is the much we can take on the program tonight. Many thanks for watching. Once again, my name is Morno Balagogo.